Welcome back to Rent and Accountant channel. My name is Yomi Kukoye. Like my last video, we talked about the 5 misconceptions about the new Tax Reform Act of 2025. So today, we want to talk about the 5 key things you need to know about the Tax Reform Act as an individual. All right, so now the first thing that you need to know, in the last video, we talked about the tax-free threshold. So what's the tax free threshold? That's the tax, how much you will need to be earning before you start paying taxes. But a lot of people are going to earn a lot more than that. So how does this benefit them? How does this new tax law benefit you? So the first thing we need to know is that let's even compare where we were at to where this is going. Before now, the tax-free allowance used to be 200,000 naira plus 20% of your gross income. Meaning that if you were earning 800,000 naira under the old tax laws, you still need to pay about 30,800 naira per annum in taxes. But right now, you are going to pay zero taxes. Zero taxes is what is due now as an individual. So, but then, despite that, so if you now earn more than that, how does this tax law, how does it help you? Let's go straight into it. There's what they call tax reliefs. In the old tax law, you had the consolidated relief allowance, which was the 200,000 naira I mentioned to you earlier. So, meaning that someone was earning 800,000 naira per annum. The first 200,000 naira is tax free, and then another 20% of the 800,000 naira, which is about 160,000. That means that 360,000 was the tax free allowance if you are earning 800,000 in the old tax law. But right now, it is zero. So let's talk about the reliefs that are applicable to you if you now earn above the 800,000 naira. So assuming somebody was earning like 801,000 naira per annum, let's say, or even 2 million naira or 3 million naira per annum, what the law says that you are entitled to some reliefs. The first relief is the rent allowance. This is the rent relief. It means that you're entitled to 20% of your actual rent, the rent that you actually pay. 20% subject to a maximum of 500,000 naira. 500,000 naira relief. So if you were earning 2 million naira, the first 800,000 naira is tax free, and you pay rent of 500,000 naira. So you still go ahead and remove the 500,000 naira as an additional relief, and the rest will be liable to taxes as an individual. Another relief that you have is pension. If you contribute to the pension, you have an RSA account and you have the employee contribution, which is 8% of your gross at the moment, right? That 8%, it is also tax free. And then another relief that you have is if you contribute to the National Housing Fund or you have a life insurance. So the life insurance premium is tax free for you. Number 3 thing that you need to also understand, that we need to know, that's been brought into this new tax reform act, is the capital gain tax. Before now, if you make any gains in disposal of an asset, which can be like shares or other similar type of assets, or you have a property that you have disposed of, the taxes that were applicable used to be 10% flat. But now it's been collapsed under the Personal Income Tax Act now, and the rates under the capital income are going to be applicable, and the reliefs definitely have to be applicable as well too. But as we go along, this doesn't apply to a lot of people. But if you're in that space, this is an important information that you need to know also. So there isn't a lot to say about the capital gains tax because it's not an everyday thing. But we will go into it at some subsequent videos. Just keep on watching this channel. Number 4, if you have lost your job, you get compensated for any amount up to 50 million naira. This money is going to be tax free. Under the old tax laws, what used to happen is that if you get any money above 10 million naira, the government is going to tax that money. The employer will remove some taxes on that money that you're compensated. But right now, the government's objective is to make sure that people have a lot more money in their pocket. So if someone were to lose their job, instead of taxing at 10 million naira, the threshold has been increased now. So you get any money up to 50 million naira, you're not paying any other money to the government, which is an important step. And then all those people who are retirees and what's happening in the economy, if you get money, you have enough money to go into some other line of business. So now the 5th thing information that is very, very important for us to know is that this tax law, the objective is to expand the tax base. What's the tax base? That means the people that are paying tax. A lot of people aren't actually paying taxes. A lot of transactions that are outside the tax bracket, that people who don't understand how they need to pay. But right now, what the government is saying is that If you win any money in maybe from lottery or Baba Jebu, all those kind of lotteries, or you are trading in some digital asset, cryptos and all that, or you have you are a content creator or you do things online, you are going to be taxed right now. It's not clear. So under the Personal Income Tax Act now, all these kind of income are coming right there into the frame, and then it's going to be taxed the same way people that are in employment are being taxed. The rates are going to apply to you, the reliefs are going to apply to you. So it's very important that you keep your records. Records are what is going to be the difference between overpaying and paying the right amount. But just be clear, if you win money, you're going to pay taxes. If you work online, you're going to pay taxes. If you trade in digital asset, you are now going to pay taxes. And that is as simple as that. So just get ready. Nobody is going to be able to avoid taxes with the new laws that are happening right now.